What's up YouTube, it's Louis here bringing you today's cryptocurrency video. We're going to take a look at Quant, but guys, before we get into this video, I please urge you all to go check out my Bitcoin update. If you care about Quant or any altcoin, Bitcoin is the mothership. You guys need to realize it. So whatever happens with your alts is all dependent on Bitcoin. Bitcoin decides the trend it's in. When Bitcoin goes up, they go up a bit lagged. When Bitcoin goes down, they go down even worse. But when Bitcoin goes sideways, that's when we sometimes get alt season basically, and that's when they go up. So of course Bitcoin is dragging us down. We did see the Bitcoin dominance break out in the last few days, and that's why we're potentially getting a little dump at the moment, because it basically means that once it's broken out to the upside, it can mean two things: that Bitcoin is going to pump more than the alts, or Bitcoin's going to dump and the alts will dump more, and that's what we're seeing right now, the second one. So I'm going to turn on, we're on the monthly, and I'm going to turn on the moving averages. Oh, wrong one. But on the monthly, we don't have enough candles. We only have 11 candles here, and I used 12 EMA. So for this chart, I will be using the 10 EMA to see where the monthly 10 is. So as long as you're above this, you're in a bull market. If we had the 20 EMA, as long as you're above that, you're in a bull market. But we don't have the 20. So even if you were to lose this, it's not too deep. It's just we'd have to find like the potential support point. So it could be even this swing high here, $68. I don't think so. Or this psychological level where the swing high is $100. So let me just go to the weekly time frame, see where $100 is. Yeah, here. So if you were to roll over more, look on the weekly time frame, you have the, let's get the 12 back on now. So on the weekly time frame, we almost have the bearish cross, which is something that we never really want to see. We don't have enough weeks for the 55 EMA, so we kind of have to guess where that is at the moment. I do think that potentially, if it were here, probably testing over here around $111. And we were saying that if we do roll over more and lose this swing low down here, you could come to this swing high. Just being real with you guys, you know what I mean? But at the moment, without losing that, calling for this is hopium, so I'm not even going to shout for that. So let's turn on the drawings now, see look a bit closer at the daily time frame basically. So I told you guys that we went up a bit too vertical here, and we were expecting some downward targets, and I think both targets have now been met. I was shouting for the 0618 and the 050, and we're going to go through that in a bit more detail. On the daily time frame though, you can see that the 382 is sitting here at $187, and we've actually lost that. We haven't back tested as resistance, but just looking at the Fibonacci levels, when you lose one, you go to the one below. So if we were to hit our head on resistance at the 382, we could roll over to the bottom here, which was already given you in yesterday's video, $153. So let's take a look at the 4H time frame. So even before we started dumping way up here, I was telling you that Quant is going to roll over because of how nasty it was going up. Not nasty, but how vertical it's going up, so we're going to get a nasty drop. And this is what I was saying about Polygon. Like when it gets a bit too vertical, it means it's going to drop, of course, but it's going to retrace a bit, you know, harsher than usual. And everyone, I've getting comments in the videos yesterday saying, Louis, your TA spot on, thank you for being real. But I was also getting comments going like, it just feels so manipulated. Now I'm going to go back to the monthly chart and just show you why potentially it feels like that. We did get 1, 2, 3, let's take off the drawings, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months of up, guys. This is vertical movement, this is parabolic movement. So when something like this happens, it means that it's screaming for it to come down. This wick over here is showing you weakness in Quant basically, and then you had this over here called a shooting star on the monthly time frame. This is a bearish candlestick pattern, but let's say that the monthly closes as it is right now. That would be this red candle over here, a spinning top, which is a bullish, in this case, because we're in an uptrend, this would be a bullish continuation pattern. So this should now continue the uptrend if it closed as it is right now. But we can't make a judgment on an open candle. There are still just a bit over 17 days left. So if it closed out over here, sorry, if it closed out over here, sat on this swing high, swing low, that would be beautiful. But let's focus on the smaller time frames for now, because we're not at the end of the month yet. So I was shouting for this, of course. The technical target has now been met. And with that, let's turn off the 12 EMA, turn off the drawings. You can see that you've almost formed the bearish cross. Not at the moment. So we would, of course, like a pump up. If you don't get that pump, you're going to form that bearish cross, which is just basically confirming you're in a downtrend. So I'm going to turn the charts back on and look at this. So let's say you do get that bearish cross. You started this short-term downtrend, but you're not in a, well, you are in a downtrend, of course, if we zoom out. But at the moment, you have highs over here. You've made a higher high, even above this high, and you met all of these technical targets out of that double bottom and these double bottoms down here. After that, you rolled over to key levels of support. If we could get back above that 0.618 and confirm that as support, we would invalidate this bearish cross if you can confirm it as support again. With that, you'd be working your way through the fibs with a minimal target at $210 at the 200 EMA, where I would expect a pullback potentially to $194 slash this swing high 190, 194. If you can confirm that as support, then we should eventually head to the 1618, and that's what I gave you in yesterday's video. But there's a lot of work to do, and it's all on Bitcoin, and I've gone through a potential scenario on my Bitcoin video today where and it's all potential, guys, because like, it's all about losing levels. And so if you lose key levels of support, you have bearish targets. If you hold key levels of support, you don't have those bearish targets. But I'm just preparing you guys, if we were to lose this significant support, which I think is the 12 monthly EMA on the Bitcoin chart, we could roll over to the 20 monthly EMA, and I go through that in a lot of detail in my Bitcoin video. I will link that down below. So I really would appreciate it if you guys could support my Bitcoin videos, because they're the ones really where I put most effort in, and that's the video, or they're the videos, the Bitcoin ones, that don't get much attention, of course, because we have so many big YouTube channels that we all follow and they're already covering it. But it's nice to get another perspective, because some people out here are technical analysts which look at it both ways. Some of them are just perma bulls and some are perma bears. I'm not going to go through who exactly, but you don't want to be following someone that's only bearish. You don't want to be following someone that's only bullish. You need to look at charts both ways. So people with open minds are the ones to follow, basically. So yeah, get back above this 0.618 and the EMAs, and we should work our way eventually to the 1618. But there's a lot of resistance points that we must break. So I'm just going to measure from this swing low to this swing high over here to see where we could retrace to find a potential bottom for this retracement down here. Of course, we've been shouting for these two levels, but if you can see on this 0.50, we've actually got this 0.618 measuring from this swing low to that swing high. The previous fib was from here back down to here, but this time we had the pump up. So I measured from here to here. How do we know it's finished going up? How do we know that this is the top for the fib level to go to? How do we know this is the swing high? Literally just let it start rolling over, and then put the fibs on. You can see now we're at the 618, or you can say the golden pocket, the 0.50 to the 0.618, which is the major key level that we want to hold if we want to continue upwards. Remember, we are below the 382, so technically, if you hit your head on that, which we have not yet, you haven't flipped into resistance, but you are below it, you're now in this range of $153 to $187. If this is resistance, you, of course, can break back up like this, confirm it as support, and then head to that 1618 a bit higher. What I do like is after meeting the swing high, you've fallen all the way down to this 0.618, which is what most of the time the fibs do. Work your way up, come down for correction / exhaustion phase before continuation, and that would be your move basically. Push, exhaustion, continuation to that 1618 before coming down, maybe back to that one level. Coming back down potentially to the 0 or the 1.272, or even the actual bottom over here, the actual body, and then continue up. And we'd have to look at further fib targets, and they would be up here. Look, potentially over here at the 300 mark with around the 0.786. So if this is the bottom right now, remember, we do need to work our way back above that larger 382 to confirm that we're not going to carry on falling down to 153, the 236. If this is the current bottom right now, and we can only go off what we're seeing at the moment. So I'm going to put the fibs on from the swing high to swing low, just like how I got this target over here. I've measured from here to here because I ignored that wick. Measured from the top to the bottom. How do we know the dip is done? Let it start working up. From the bottom to the top, how do we know this is done? Let it start coming down. How do we know this is done? Well, we need to start seeing it come up, but usually the 0.618 holds. So if that is the case, then we can use the fibs now. So I hope you guys are understanding that at the moment. So if we now can break the 200 EMA on the 4H time frame, which is sitting at $207 with that 0618, we create this reversal wave, because at the moment this is what could happen, where you've come down, form this small dead cat bounce and roll over, just like what we saw here, where we've come up, come down, continuation. That's your bounce basically. This is your dead cat bounce, just the opposite way before continuation. Now just the opposite way, come down, small dead cat bounce, continuation. But if you get above that 618, it calls a reversal basically. The fibs won't be a retracement tool, they'll be a reversal tool. So if you hold that 0618 at $207, lining up the 200 EMA, you should head to that 1618 at $289. That is if currently this over here is your bottom. We have just gone through a scenario where it might not be. If you come back up to here, hit your head on resistance and roll over to that 236. So I think I've given you targets before already. If we do lose that 236, yeah. So if we lose 153, we could fall. Well, we have a target down here. To be honest, guys, I've forgotten why the target's down here, but yeah, I've just forgotten why the target's down. But I had it there for a reason. It's obviously in my last video as well. I just don't know. So anyway, if you do lose 153, or let's say, yeah, 153, which means that you would come to the 1 anyway. But if you were to lose this, you come to that 1618 basically at $107. And then hopefully we bounce. But of course, if Bitcoin wants to do that dirty scenario that I've been talking about, so make sure to watch that video. I know I've said that 100 times, but I'll be very appreciative of that. So if you were to come down more with Bitcoin, then this could potentially wick down to down here, hopefully confirming that $85 zone as support, because we wouldn't want to roll further. It would just be very nasty. Now I understand a lot of people saying it's manipulated. Remember guys, if you feel like this is being manipulated, just know the whole crypto market is, and it is right now. So I hope you enjoy this quant update. I'll catch you in the next one. Please support my Twitter page, Louis_crypto, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.